So it seems like you guys have a little bit of everything here. Do you have a medic on hand? Because I promise you, after what you're about to put me through here, we might need to have him on call.
For Team USA rock climbing athletes like Kyra Condie, overcoming obstacles is the name of the game. But one obstacle nobody saw coming was the COVID-19 pandemic that has affected nearly everyone on Earth. This created a domino effect, ultimately postponing the Olympics a full year, now set to take place in 2021.
What we're dealing with globally is kind of bigger than that. It's almost like you have to kind of put your own desires, your own wants aside for the greater good.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I was going to be devastated if it had been canceled. So postponing honestly was a little bit of a relief, just knowing that the other athletes and you know, myself and everybody who's worked super hard for this event to go on. Like Japan as a whole has, you know, put tons and tons of economic resources and, you know, just people power into making this event happen. And so it would have been really devastating if it got canceled. I think it's the better option, of course, of the two, of postponing or canceling.
But before we could have ever imagined what life is like now, Kyra met up with us a few short weeks ago to talk rock climbing and another roadblock that once stood in her path.
I was 10 or 11 when I started climbing. I started out actually at a birthday party at the gym in Minneapolis, and I just fell in love with it right away. And when I found out that there was a team, I joined that team and pretty much haven't stopped since. About a year after I started climbing and I was starting to get serious in the sport, I got diagnosed with severe idiopathic scoliosis. I had been having a lot of back pain, and my coaches had been commenting on my form during core exercises and things like that, thinking that I was favoring one side, but it was really that I was actually just crooked. So when I went to the doctor to figure out how bad the scoliosis was, I was expecting it to maybe be 20 degrees at worst and that I would only need to get a brace. But it actually ended up being 52 degrees, I think, when I first got diagnosed, which was much more severe than I had anticipated. So when I heard that it was 52 degrees, I immediately burst into tears and started doing all this research on back surgeries, and I was 12 at the time, and so it was a pretty traumatizing time to hear that. If you're an athletic person who's doing a lot of activities and staying fit while you're recovering, you can recover a lot faster. And I was able to start climbing basically at about 4.5 months after my surgery.
Kyra had just experienced one of the most traumatic moments in her life. She had to overcome her past to conquer her future. It was the Olympic motto, higher, faster, stronger, that helped this athlete keep pushing forward.
I've always been a huge Olympic fan, and so to be a part of Team USA has been a massive dream for a really long time, and it feels completely surreal at the moment still. It's definitely why I compete. You're really excited at the top, you're adrenalized, you're nervous, it's everything at once pretty much. It's this mental battle that every competitor goes through.
I consider myself an athlete, but not all athletes are created equal. And after spending some time with Kyra on the wall, it was apparent that she is in a league of her own.
Well, we're gonna turn things up a notch with this one. This is called a moon board. It's on a hydraulic system, so it can easily just make it steeper. This wall also has an app to it, and you can change what the climb is on the app.
What will they think of next? Okay, that seems like a good angle.
A little bit more.
That seems good. I think we should stop about there.
I think the biggest thing with climbing, if you're starting, you have to be able to realize that everybody fails all the time in climbing, and that it's not discouraging, it just means that you're gonna be getting better.
What?
I think your feet are on the ground.
No, they're not.
Oh, it's the one above the light.
No.
Good try.
Looks a lot easier when you do it.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. Nice.
Parkour.
I think the biggest thing when you're trying to overcome an obstacle is that you need to be patient. You need to realize that you have to trust the process, trust in your training, and work hard, and eventually you will see the results and it'll pay off.
You know what? I think you're in the wrong place. You're in Salt Lake City. You should be in Gotham City fighting crime, okay?
The inverted wall may not have been the best choice for a beginner, so I'm gonna try my hand at the vertical wall, which reached heights of about 70 feet.
Kyra doesn't know this about me, but I am terrified of heights. It's gonna be a long day at the office. Oh my God, dude.
You got it. I believe in you.
I don't know what to grab onto.
Come on.
Ah!
Nice, come on.
No, I gotta go.
All right, let's go. Yeah.
Ah! Oh my God. Don't look down.
How was it?
I like this feeling a lot better.
Kind of a rush.
One of the biggest things is when you come to a challenge like an injury or something that you have to overcome is patience. You have to realize that if you put the work in, eventually it's going to end up paying off. Woo! And I think that's something that's kind of hard to swallow sometimes, but it's very true.
But as hard as this sport may be, for athletes like Kyra, waiting out the pandemic with another year before her shot at the Olympics may be even harder. But to every cloud, there's a silver lining.
So this gives you another 6 months to a year to perfect your craft even more. Not that you needed that, because I have never seen a person, a human being, scurry up a wall as fast as you did.
How does she make that look so easy?
As far as training in quarantine, I have a hangboard, which is like basically a wooden board with a bunch of different grips on it, so that you can train your fingers still, and you can do a bunch of pull-ups and like core workouts on that and stuff. That's my quarantine plan, and I'm sure it'll keep me busy. I also bought knitting needles, so I can keep busy with
Knitting
some
needles?
projects and some hangboarding. So
Okay, listen, just in case you want to not just turn into an Olympic athlete, in case you want to turn into an old lady, you can knit,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
All right, listen, Kyra, I really appreciate you taking the time. While I wish, obviously, we were talking under different circumstances, the fact that you're home, that you're safe, that you're still able to, stay in shape, stay healthy, that's about the best that you could ask for. And with that being said, good luck in the next Olympics.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.